I got something that pretty, set me off, so to speak. Uh, Not too angry, but it it's another Zak Baggins thing. I'm going to talk about that. Stick around.
And now we interrupt, disrupt, and crash this station.
The man fighting for peace, his legacy, truth in a sea of stupid.
Filtered for your sarcastic enjoyment, Ghost Getter.
As you know, some of you know, I've been dealing with paranormal my entire life. Some of you call it paranormal. We were back in the days when it wasn't even called that. It wasn't even a name back then. I don't even think they even had that name in the 70s and 80s. They could have, but I never heard it. But I've always been dealing with the evil side of it. I mean, I've always noticed things when, standing in a conversation with other people, and I would, in their house or a place like that, and I would notice things that they didn't notice, but I never said anything. Or I would hang around people that, but I never did tell them anything. So, for fear of they either think I'm crazy or scare the crap out of them. But I did say some things to some people. I've told stories and stuff like that. But most of my life, I've dealt with fighting the evil side. Basically, it all is, mainly. But I've dealt with the evil side of it. So I don't go out there with this fighting off investigating the little girl ghost in someone's home or wherever just to get a big rush, or excited about the next EVP. Today's ghost groups or fad bringers and things like that are all about the excitement of it. There's no actual group out there that I can see of that goes after fighting anything or getting the true information and fighting it off, actually battling or being a part of something that is actually good, and the God aspect of it, or fighting off the evil side of it, and getting the word out there that there are these things that happen, and helping others understand what it really is. So when it comes to people like Zak Baggins and Ghost Adventures and things like that, it's a total greed fest. It's a total selfishness fest. I have seen so much of the bad side coming out of that group and other people in the paranormal that it's not even funny. And I'll get into that in a second. But first, here's the latest that really irritates me and tells me that this guy is into dark things. This guy is into occult things, and this guy is into whatever bad, evil side it is. The more he does this, the more it tells me that he is into something that you don't want to be involved in. He's into something that you do not want to mess with. This guy is so from what I've seen, has not done anything the opposite of being a part of anything that's evil. He has not done anything that's godlike. He has not done anything that results in Bible scripture. He has not done anything that results in doing something for the good of this world. To me, it's always been something totally the opposite. So this is the latest I've seen coming out of this new article. This comes out of Dread Central, dreadcentral.com/news. And you know what? I think I'll save this article on my YouTube so you can actually read it. But I'm going to try to put it on there so you can see it. My screenshots are kind of small. And it came out August 27th, just a few days ago. It's kind of a dark, macabre type website. And it says, Zak Baggins of Ghost Adventures buys infamous cult leader's car, Camaro. Is it no surprise? Zak Baggins, star of Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures, is this generation's Ed and Lorraine Warren rolled into one. I think it's more of a darker side of it, because even though I'm not agreeing with Ed and Lorraine Warren, at least they used some kind of, Bible part of it. At least they know that a lot of it was demonic, but there was some things that were kind of fraudulent that I found out. So anyway, like famous demonologists who investigated Amityville House, which turned out to be a lie, on Ocean Avenue and held cursed Annabelle doll. Why would you do that if you want to be a part of God? He's got his own ghoulish collection of potentially paranormal objects, more like demonic, stored in his personal haunted museum. His recent film Demon House documented his purchase and investigation of a home in Gary, Indiana, dubbed the most haunted house in America, though he seemed to get more than he bargained for, opting to have home demolished after a series of alarming possessions. Baggins recently acquired another macabre object, a car. Now, if he, to me, if they say he demolished the house because it was too evil, but yet he collects all kinds of evil dolls, evil objects, evil cars, and, he's done all kinds of things that deal with the dark side, and yet he demolishes a house because it's too evil. Now, does that sound a little odd to you? I'm not buying that at all. I'm just not buying it. First, check out the trailer, which is on the website. I wouldn't. Baggins' latest acquisition is a 1968 Chevrolet Camaro. I love Camaros. One of my favorites is Camaro. But while the car itself doesn't have a particularly chilling history, the previous owner certainly does. It's formerly belonged to a Branch Davidian cult leader, David Koresh, the man at the center of the tragic and deadly siege of the compound in Waco, Texas in 1993. Details from the Las Vegas Review Journal. Koresh restored the Camaro at a Davidian property and reportedly planned to use it as his getaway car. He even stamped David's 427 Go God on the engine block. The car was seized by government officials, then sold to a wholesaler. It changed hands several times and was offered for sale dealer in Phoenix this month for $61,000, almost $62,000. On the price, Baggins stated they wouldn't budge, but I got so lucky. The dealer said he got higher offers after they sold it to me. They liked that I am putting it in a museum. Figures. So what do you think about this creepy thing? And that's pretty macabre in itself. I know how this stuff works, okay? Like I said, I've dealt with it all my life. I'm over here making videos about gang stalking because it fits the same MO. Because they do the same thing that I've seen when it comes to being involved in gang stalking. This is why I think that's evil. This is why I think what you're doing is evil. Because it's all the same thing. It all fits the profile. It all has the same MO. I've dealt with it my entire life. I've been trying to get people out of it my entire life. I've been trying to get people to understand what it is my entire life. And it all fits the same profile. I can tell you stories. I can give you situations. I can give you truth instead of making it a moneymaker for your own personal needs. This stuff is nothing to play with. I've said it a million times before, and I'll keep saying it again. It's nothing to play with. And you're going to keep on doing it. You're going to keep on causing problems, and people are going to keep on following you and wondering, what happened? I don't get why my house is worse. But I've dealt with it. First of all, this guy has done nothing but stuff against God. Nothing but stuff against any kind of religion or church out there. Now, some people, I'm an atheist, or I don't believe in it. I don't use this stuff, even though I walk in with a cross or a Bible to protect myself, which makes no sense. But since he's done this show, notice, if you go back and look at the beginning up to now, his shows and the ones that are connected to his shows, the other shows, his museum and his music and things like that, have gotten darker and darker and darker. It seems like every time you watch a show like that of his, it's like having the lights out in your living room, even though they're on. He's played with Ouija boards. He's played with voodoo. He's collect occult objects. He's done all kinds of things that have to do with witchcraft. The list goes on and on and on. He's done so much. He's basically taunted demons and demonic activity. He's ruined marriages. You can find that out by watching several of the shows. People that he's dealt with, people that he's brought in. He's caused already murder-suicide. You name it. Anything that's dealt with evil, he's already done it. Now, all I've seen since the start of this paranormal fad has not been anything really good. It's been, you had groups bickering and fighting against one another. You've had, this is what I've seen, from what I've seen with my own eyes, and heard people talking from their own ears. This is all that I've seen. I've seen marriages break up. I've seen murder-suicides. I've seen lust. I've seen, now we're talking the evil side of it. All of the Ten Commandments have basically been broken. All of them have been broken. So you can just rule that out right there because they all have been broken. Okay, so I've seen lying. I've seen hate. I've seen murder. I've seen suicides. I've seen witchcraft. I've seen people playing with Ouija boards. Now, some will say it's okay. I've seen nothing good come out of it, period. I've seen all kinds of, did I say hate? All kinds of hate. I've seen conjuring. I've seen voodoo. I've seen dark magic. I've seen people playing with conjuring mirrors. I've seen, the list goes on and on and on. Taunting. People accepting fallen angels, demons, Satan, Lucifer, rather than accepting Christ or God or any angels of good. I've seen nothing but that, especially when it comes to Zak Baggins. Every one of it, not every one, but all of it, all of his series, in his series, I've seen a lot of this happen. Conjuring, Ouija boards, witchcraft, voodoo, hate, violence, possession, people allowing themselves to be possessed, fighting, bickering, drama, people hurting one another. I've seen people having, I've heard orgies that were committed. I've seen or heard, I didn't see it, but I've heard all kinds of stories. I have heard probably 10% of it all. Maybe 10% out of 90 I've ever heard anything good come out of it. Nothing. Nothing good has come out of anything that I've seen when it comes to people in their groups in this field. It's been dark. It's been nothing but dark. And now this guy has collected so many haunted, evil, negative objects. It's not even funny. These objects span from witchcraft materials, voodoo materials, haunted dolls, cars that have been used by, and equipment used by people that were evil, murder weapons, things used by serial killers, you name it. This guy has collected it. What does that tell you? What does it tell you when this guy has done nothing but collect dark objects and been a part of nothing but dark stuff since he started this whole thing? It's got worse and worse and worse down the line. And now he's collecting objects from cult leaders. He's collected houses that were just possessed by evil things, which he claims he tore down because it was just too evil. Really? But you're going to keep the ones that, the other objects, you know, a demon's a demon. It's not like it's going to be, this demon's not as evil as that demon over there, so I'm going to collect that object over there because it's not as evil per demon than that evil house per demon over there. Please, are you serious? Are you that dumb? Are you that airheaded? Seriously? You're going to tear down a house because it's, too evil, but yet you're going to kick objects that are evil, or you're going to be a part of witchcraft, or you're going to conjure things up with Ouija boards. I've seen some of your shows. I've seen what you do in some of these shows. Plus, I write music and let the spirits take over my body to write these lyrics. Seriously? But yet you want to tear down a house because it's too evil. I'm not buying it. I'm really not buying that. And so, we have more people following this guy than ever before. We have more people that get mad at me posting videos like this as an attack at Ghost Adventures because of things that I've said. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong when it comes to what I'm telling you now about what this guy has done and what he's doing now. Tell me I'm wrong. Of course, you're going to put on there, you're wrong, but you're not going to have any evidence. But everything that I've said, he's done. He has not done anything good for anybody. As a matter of fact, he's done more harm to other people and investigations than he's done good. He's done more bad things than he's done good things. Maybe it's time for him to retire and give this whole thing up. And let people that actually want the truth out there, and let people out there that want to do some good and do some help, do something to make it better for this world instead of making it worse than what it is. I'm not understanding this. Why people would get angry at what I'm saying about what he's doing. He's been falsely bringing up stuff, and people followed a false thing for a long time now. There have been a lot of people that tried to get answers from this guy but gotten the wrong answer. There have been a lot of people that have had marriage problems. There's been a lot of people that have had relationship problems. There's been a lot of people that have had things happen in their place, in their houses, in their businesses that are worse than ever before because of what he's done. So you tell me exactly what good has come out of this. Maybe it's time that you find somebody that actually helps instead of somebody that's going to make things worse. Why watch his show to get answers? And why do the things that you do to make it worse on yourself? I mean, I've heard from several people telling me that since they've watched the show, things have not gotten any better. Things have gotten worse. Since they've taken advice from these shows and taken advice from people like him and actually done investigations and actually tried to fix things, have actually opened up doors and brought things in that they shouldn't have brought in and made things worse than what they were before. And now they don't know what to do. So thanks, Zak Baggins, for making people like me who tell the truth and people out there that try to help and tell the truth, making it harder for us to actually do our damn job. For making it harder for us to try to help people and bring good in people's lives instead of bringing evil into people's lives. Of course, when it comes to demons and it comes to things that are evil, you're trying to do your job. It's working right now. But you know what? For you, it might be working in this world, but someday, pretty soon, all that's going to come to an end, and you're going to have to answer for yourself. When that day comes, I hope you have the right answers, because right now, you don't have very good ones. You don't know squat about what you're talking about, and eventually, you're going to pay a large price for what you're doing. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I hope you understand where I'm getting at, and like, share, and subscribe, whatever. I hope that you'll follow the channel, listen to my station 24/7. Reverse 96 FN. You can find it on TuneIn. You can find it on Streama. You can find it on internet radio. And I appreciate everybody being here. Until the next video, see ya.